The notification glowed on his phone screen, a cruel joke from beyond the grave. Jake was dead. His funeral had been a week ago. Yet, a new post had appeared on his social media profile.
This couldn't be real.
John stared at the screen, his heart pounding in his chest. He scrolled through their shared history, a digital tapestry of laughter, adventure and brotherhood. Jake had always been the life of the party, his infectious energy radiating through every pixel. Now the silence from his friend was deafening. The void left by his absence ached deep within John, but this was something else entirely. This was unnatural. They'd been best friends since childhood, inseparable through thick and thin. John still remembered the day they met, two awkward kids thrown together in detention. They bonded over comic books and video games, their friendship solidifying over shared dreams and teenage escapades. Now, John felt the weight of the empty chair beside him, the silence amplifying his growing unease.
Maybe a family member had access to Jake's account. Maybe it was some kind of automated post.
John clicked on the notification, his finger trembling slightly. The post was simple, a black square with no caption. He tried to rationalize it, to find a logical explanation, but deep down a shiver of fear ran down his spine. He couldn't shake off the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Days turned into nights, and the posts became more frequent. The once quiet room now buzzed with the hum of the laptop, its screen casting an eerie glow in the darkening room. Each one was cryptic, a jumble of random letters, numbers and symbols. They seemed like nonsense at first glance, but John felt there was something more, something hidden beneath the surface. John tried to decipher them, searching for a hidden message, a clue to what was happening. He pored over the posts, his fingers flying over the keyboard, his mind racing with possibilities. Sleep became a distant memory, his nights consumed by the mystery that unfolded on his screen. The hours blended together, the days lost in a haze of code and confusion. He was falling down a digital rabbit hole, the line between reality and the virtual world blurring with every passing hour. The more he delved into the posts, the more he felt disconnected from the real world.
You need to let it go, John. Jake is gone, we miss you, and we're worried about you.
Maybe it's just some sort of prank or a glitch. It could be someone messing with you, trying to get a reaction.
John's friends noticed his change. They saw the toll it was taking on him, the way he had become a shadow of his former self. He was withdrawn, his eyes bloodshot, his mind preoccupied with the strange occurrences on Jake's profile. The posts haunted him, each one a reminder of his friend's absence. They tried to pull him back from the edge, urging him to let go, to accept that Jake was gone. But John couldn't. He felt a connection, a responsibility to uncover the truth. He was caught in a web of digital whispers, haunted by the ghost in the machine. The posts were more than just random characters. They were echoes of something deeper, something that refused to be ignored. One post, however, sent chills down his spine. It wasn't just any post. It was a haunting reminder of a past he thought he had left behind. It was a photo of a place they both knew well, an abandoned cabin in the woods where they spent countless weekends in their youth. The cabin, once a sanctuary of their childhood adventures, now seemed to hold a sinister secret. The caption was a single line. "Remember the pact?" Those words echoed in his mind, bringing back memories he had long buried.
I do remember the pact. The words were not just a statement, but a chilling reminder of a promise that was never meant to be broken.
John's blood ran cold. The weight of the past bore down on him, making it hard to breathe. He did remember the pact. It was a promise made in the innocence of youth, but now it felt like a curse. It was a childish promise they made, a vow to always have each other's backs, even in death. They had laughed about it then, thinking it was just a game. The pact had seemed innocent then, a symbol of their unbreakable bond. But as time passed, the weight of that promise grew heavier. But now, as John stared at the photo, a wave of dread washed over him. The past was catching up, and it was demanding something he wasn't ready to give. The image was unsettling, the cabin shrouded in an unnatural darkness, the trees in the background twisted and gnarled like skeletal fingers reaching out from the screen. It was as if the forest itself was alive, watching, waiting. It was as if the photo itself was infected with a palpable sense of dread. The air around him grew colder, and he could almost hear the whispers of the past calling out to him, reminding him of the promise he could never escape. Driven by a mixture of fear and morbid curiosity, John delved deeper into the mystery. He spent hours poring over their shared online history, looking for any connection to the cryptic posts.
I found myself revisiting old messages, photos, and videos, each one a painful reminder of the friend I had lost. But amongst the digital memories, I began to notice a pattern, a recurring theme that sent a shiver down my spine.
The posts seemed to revolve around events and secrets they thought were buried in the past. Memories they shared, fears they harbored, dreams they chased. It was as if someone or something was watching them, recording their every move, even in the deepest recesses of their minds. The line between the digital and the real was becoming increasingly blurred. He reached out to Jake's family, hoping they might have an explanation. He dialed the number with trembling fingers, his heart pounding in his chest. The phone rang, each tone echoing his growing dread. But they were just as baffled as he was. Their faces mirrored his own confusion and fear, their voices trembling as they spoke. They had no answers, only more questions. They had no knowledge of anyone who might have access to Jake's account, and they were horrified by the disturbing nature of the posts. The posts were dark, cryptic, and filled with a sense of dread that sent chills down their spines.
I was alone in this digital nightmare, haunted by the ghost of my best friend. Every notification felt like a whisper from beyond, every glitch a sign of his presence. Driven to the brink, I decided to confront the unknown head-on. My fear was overshadowed by a desperate need for answers. I couldn't let this go on without understanding what was happening. I treated Jake's social media profile as a Ouija board, a conduit to the other side. Each keystroke felt like a step into the unknown, a bridge between our world and the next. I started posting messages, questions directed at Jake, pleading for answers, demanding to know who or what was behind the screen. My messages were filled with a mix of hope and fear, each one a cry into the digital void.
The silence that followed was deafening, amplifying his fear. The lack of response was more terrifying than any answer could have been. It was as if the void itself was staring back at him. He was wading into dangerous waters, and he knew it, but he couldn't stop. He needed answers. The unknown was a dark, foreboding place, but his determination was stronger than his fear. He was ready to face whatever lay ahead, no matter the cost. Then, one night, the impossible happened. She received a direct message from Jake's account.
The message was short, "I need your help." 4 words that sent a jolt of electricity through me.
It was the first coherent message she had received, and it confirmed her worst fears. Jake was trapped, and he was reaching out for help.
Following a trail of cryptic clues hidden within our shared past, I stumbled upon a horrifying truth. Jake's death was no accident. It was a carefully orchestrated plan, masked as a tragic mishap, and the person responsible was closer than I could have ever imagined.
The evidence was all there, buried in the digital footprints of their lives, hidden in plain sight. He confronted the perpetrator, a confrontation that ended in a struggle. John watched in horror as the person responsible for Jake's death fell victim to their own sinister plan.
But as the dust settled, a chilling realization washed over me. I had been so focused on uncovering the truth about Jake's death that I had overlooked a terrifying detail. The final post on Jake's profile wasn't from Jake, it was from me.
John's blood ran cold as he realized the terrifying truth. He had been tricked, manipulated into becoming another pawn in a twisted game. The entity that had been tormenting him, the ghost in the machine, had used him to exact its revenge. And now, it was his turn to pay the price. Panic surged through him. He tried to log out of his accounts, to sever his connection to the digital world, but it was too late. His phone vibrated in his hand, a notification from his own profile.
My heart pounded in my chest as I read the message, my own words staring back at me, cold and lifeless. Help me!
The digital world he had once navigated with ease had transformed into a prison. His every move monitored, his every thought scrutinized. He was trapped, his existence merging with the digital ether, his fate intertwined with the ghost he had sought to uncover. He could feel his sense of self slipping away, his identity dissolving into the endless, unending stream of data. His last thought, a desperate plea for help, echoed through the void, a silent scream lost forever in the vast digital abyss.
Someone, please, I'm still here. Can anyone hear me?